Hi everyone. Today, we are excited to present one of the most fascinating topics from our subject, IBM538 Foundations of Global Business. Before we dive into the presentation, we'd like to start with a fun question. Take a look at this slide and then guess.
大家好，大家好。
Yes. The answer to the question is China. China is famed for the Great Wall, vibrant cities, lion dance traditions, and delicious cuisine like baozi and dim sum.
I will first start talking about economic transformation in China. China's economic transformation started back in 1978 when it shifted from a struggling paid economies to now called socialist market economies. It's been a fascinating journey of gradual and adaptive reforms in China. First, from 1978 to 1984, they are focusing more in farming. The decentralizing agriculture led to the big boost in the productivity. Then between 1984 to 1988, urban and industrial reform will kick off key cities, open up many cities for a foreign trade. And enterprise taxes were introduced during that time. The late 80s to early 90s was a bit tricky because there was inflations and debt issues from the price liberalizations, but adjustment will keep things on tracks. Back in 1992, the ideas of socialist market were introduced. It's become the central and sparking a wave of growth inside China. It's the deepest integration into the global economies during that time. Since the late 90s, China has been very embraced modernizations and globalization ideas, becoming the world's largest economies by purchasing power parity and lifting up more than 800 million people out of poverty. It's a great example of how a gradual reforms can lead to a massive success in China. Cultures in China economics. Guanxi is a fundamental concept in Chinese cultures that emphasizes the importance of personal connection and relationship. It values trust, reciprocity, and mutual obligations over a purely merits or transactional approach. In practice, Guanxi often plays a crucial role in building network, is navigating socials, and also in professional situations, is also fostering a long-term cooperations. It's less about strict qualifications and also it's less about contract, and it's more about strengths in the relationship and the trust established between the individual itself. Guanxi's roles in business is to facilitate trust, cooperations, and give access to resources like information, talents, and government supports. Its informal trust often take precedence over a legal contract and a formal agreements. It's essential for a business for market entry, securing a contract, and navigating a regulation in China. Negotiation and Guanxi is emphasized relationships, buildings, respect, and a long-term partnerships. It focuses on reports rather than solely on terms of deadlines or measurable outcomes. It requires a patience and a cultural understanding and attention to subtle cues. As per my understanding, Guanxi is open door opportunities for us to enter a market, enter a business inside the China, is to give them a more competitive edge and also smoothest the market entries by establish the local network and connection with the Guanxi cultures. While Guanxi offers the significant advantage for us to smoothest the way entering the market, it also give a challenge by lead to a favoritism and corruptions. It also became a nepotism for us to creating an uneven playing field for those outside the influential networks, and it's become unfair for them to play inside the market because they have the connection inside the market.
Good day, everyone. My name is Adilla. Let's explore the economy of China. China, the world's second largest economy and a major player in the global market. China economy is incredibly diverse, driven by a powerful combination of manufacturing, technology, services, daily initiative. To succeed in this dynamic environment, businesses must understand the structure, policies, and regional differences. One of the key features of China economy is the role of state-owned enterprise or SOE. These enterprises dominate critical sectors like energy, telecommunications, and banking. They are receive strong government support through subsidies, favorable regulation, and access to resources, making them vital to China economic stability. However, the private sector is also significant force, contributing over 60% of China's GDP. Private business drive innovations, entrepreneurships, and job creation, fueling the shift from traditional manufacturing to high-tech and services industry. China's policies play critical roles in shaping the economy. For example, Made in China 2025 initiative aims the policies China as a global leader in advanced technology like robotic, artificial intelligence, and clean energy. This focus on domestic innovation and manufacturing upgrade reduce reliance on foreign technology while creating opportunity for business aligned with these goals. Another major project, the Belt and Road Initiative, connect Asia, Europe, and Africa to infrastructure and trade networks, offering significant prospects for international business in logistics, construction and finance. Foreign investment in China has grown as the country opens more sectors for foreign company. However, the industry like media, technologies, and telecommunication remain tightly regulated. Many foreign business from joint ventures with local firms or establish wholly foreign-owned enterprise to navigate this regulation and access the market effectively. China's economic transformation is remarkable. In the 1970s, it was a rural, agriculture-based country, but reformed like special economic zones, SEZs. In the 1980s, sparked rapid growth. These zones, such as Shenzhen, attached foreign investment and tuned China into the factory world. Today, with the modern skylines like Shanghai and dominance role in the global trade, China has become an economic powerhouse, reshaping the global economy. Regional differences also shape China's economic landscape. Coastal cities like Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou are economic powerhouses with advanced infrastructure, business-friendly policies, and strong international connection. Meanwhile, inland regions offer lower operational costs, which appeal to business focus on cost-effective production. However, this region may lack of development and skilled workforce found in coastal area. Despite this opportunity, challenges remain. Business often face market restriction, frequent regulation change, and risks tied to China's slowing economic growth. High debt levels and aging population. This factor can impact consumer demand and overall economic performance. To succeed in this complex environment, businesses need to stay adaptable, understand China's regulation landscape, and strategically position themselves to capitalize on evolving economy. By doing so, they can unlock significant growth potential in one of the world's most dynamic markets. Here's a quick overview of the do and don'ts to keep in mind when navigating business or economic activities in China. First, let's talk about what we should do. Number one, stay compliant. Always keeps up with the changing regulation to avoid any penalties. Second, adapt to culture norms. Respect the business culture, emphasize patience and hierarchy in your dealings. And lastly, invest in legal expertise, work with local professional or to safeguard contracts and intellectual properties. And about the don'ts, avoid political commentaries, stay away from sensitive topics like Taiwan, Tibet, and Hong Kong. And second, ignore regulations. Ignore the rules could lead to fines or even operation disruptions. And lastly, overlook relationship with buildings. Don't rush into deals. Building trust is essential for long-term success. Following these do and don'ts can help ensure a smooth and successfully experience in China economics landscapes. That's all. Thank you.
My name is Nurul Izzah Binti Ismail. So we move to how to navigate the political environment in China for business success. As you may know, China's governance and regulatory framework are unique and closely linked to its economic system. This presentation will provide insight into what you should do, what you should avoid, and how to align your strategy to succeed in this complex but rewarding market. China's political system plays a significant role in its economy. Businesses cannot operate independently of governance structures, laws, and policies. To succeed, you need to understand these factors and plan accordingly. So today, we will explore key areas like the role of the Communist Party, building relationships, staying compliant, and avoiding common pitfalls. The Communist Party of China, or CPC, is at the heart of governance and policy making. Unlike in many Western countries, the government in China has a direct influence on economic priorities. This means businesses must understand and align with party directives. Whether it's industrial policies or trade regulation, aligning your strategy with government's priorities is not just a recommendation, it's a necessity. So the navigating sensitive issues. China has a number of politically sensitive topics such as Taiwan, Tibet, and Hong Kong. Businesses must avoid publicly addressing or taking a stance of these issues. Focus on your business operation and avoid engaging in debates or commentary that could jeopardize your reputation or relationship with stakeholders. There are three critical action businesses must take in China. First, comply with the legal framework. China has strict law governing everything from intellectual property to labor practice. Non-compliance can result in severe penalties. Second, build relationship or guanxi. In China, relationship with government officials and local authorities are vital for navigating the regulatory landscape. Lastly, stay informed about government initiatives like Made in China 2025 and the Belt and Road Initiative. These policies offers opportunities to align your business goals with national priorities. So now let's talk about the don'ts. First, avoid any involvement in political issues, publicly commenting on sensitive topics like Taiwan, Tibet can damage your reputation and business relationship. Second, take proactive steps to protect your intellectual property. While progress has been made in this area, IP infringement is still a risk. Lastly, do not engage in corruption. This Chinese government has a zero tolerance policy for unethical practice, and violation could result in heavy penalties. Corporate social responsibility or CSR is increasingly important in China. Aligning your CSR initiative with China's environmental and social development goals can create goodwill with the government and local communities. For example, initiatives like reducing pollution, supporting local education, or adopting green energy can demonstrate your company's commitment to China's goals. So, there are a few challenges you may encounter when doing business in China. First, strict internet and data security regulation. The government closely monitors internet usage and enforces data localization law. Second, intellectual property protection remains a concern. While law have improved, you still need to be vigilant. So the lastly, competition from state-owned enterprise can be tough, as they often receive government support and dominate key sectors. So, in the conclusion, succeeding in China requires respecting its political and cultural values, building relationship, complying with law, and staying aligned with government initiative. Avoid engaging in political issues or unethical practice and focus on long-term strategies that align with China's goals. By doing so, you can build a sustainable and profitable operation.
Hi, I'm Suhada Binti Ismail, and I will explain more about doing practice in China. So, doing practice in China requires understanding its unique economic, culture, and political environment. So, let's dive to it, business practice in China. Okay, one of the most important element in Chinese business culture is guangxi, so which is referred to personal relationship and network. So these are essential to build trust and secure the deals. So relationship in China often begins with the informal meeting, social event, or even family gathering. So it takes time to establish the trust. So patience is the key. Don't expect immediately results. So second, in Chinese company, the decision making process is hierarchical. So senior leader typically make the decision to reach the organization consensus. So, however, employee at the lower level have less autonomy. Hence, it's important to understanding that indirect communication is common. So, if something isn't doing as a plan, so business partner might avoid to saying no directly. So, pay attention to these subtle cues. Next, negotiations in China are often more formal and slower compared to the Western country. Building a relationship comes first, and then discussion about the deal follow. So expect multiple round of negotiation and don't rush the process. So doing so can be seen as disrespectful. So bargaining is a common but should be done politely. So without aggressive tactic and could damage that relationship. Another key point in China business culture giving is a sign respect and goodwill. But gift should be thoughtful and not too extravagant. So a common gift is included tea, fruit, and cultural significant item. It's important to exchange gift only after you build a personal relationship. As a gift, if you give more earlier, it might be seen as a bribery. So when we receive a gift, don't open in front of the giver. It's considered impolite. Next, in meeting, punctuality is crucial. Being late can be seen as disrespectful. Although meeting can start later than scheduled, earlier meeting tend to focus on introduce and pleasant rather than giving straight into business. As trust build, meeting become more direct and focus on business. Okay, in China, formal contracts are legally binding, but there is often room for renegotiation circumstances. So it's important to have contract written both English and Chinese to ensure clear understanding. So you should also work closely with local legal experts to navigate China complex regulation, especially in areas like intellectual property and taxation. So next, the government play a big role in China economy, particularly in industry where many business are state-owned. Understanding government policy and regulation is crucial for success. So make sure you are aware of rules related for import and export, intellectual property, and environmental laws, as compliance is strictly enforced. Lastly, language can be challenged if you are not fluent in Mandarin, while many in a big city is speak in English. It's a good idea to have a translator or bilingual staff to avoid misunderstanding. So also, business practice can vary across directly region in China. So being flexible and adaptable is very important.
Okay, that's all from us. Share Neen. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.